Hello YouTube. I have been thinking a lot about life and art recently. As some of you know, I decided to pursue an art career this year and dedicate more time, energy, and effort to painting, drawing, learning anatomy, making videos of this process, and creating a community around all of that. But in the middle of my tries, I faced a problem because I didn't know how to build a new routine for myself. I got stuck on the point what I don't know, how many hours I'm able to dedicate to my art things, how much money I can spend on it, how much energy I'm willing to give there. It was quite cold in the end of the month here in Switzerland. We got a lot of nice snow days. Maybe that's why I felt like my biological clock slowed so dramatically that I needed to take a break from posting videos every week. This break actually gave me a new perspective on my art and my productivity systems. I mean, I have no problems releasing one video a week, but I want it to be also a joy and not only a job. Recently, creating videos became for me more like a task that I need to cross from my to-do list than a creative process. So I wanted to change things up. I was always a person who plans every small little step of every action I want to do in a day, but recently this approach brought to my life more anxiety than structure. My main points of pain came from understanding that everything I do have limitations in time and place. I can only paint and film while I have a sunlight because I don't have an artificial light sources, and in winter light time is quite limited. I can only do it in my room, and for that I need to every time clean everything to be able to fit with my big canvases next to the window where I have more light. And all that give me a bit of limitations for my creative freedom, and I had less joy doing painting and filming. Another thing that I come up with was just it's so hard to work part-time at the same time creating videos for YouTube and paint. This understanding was quite a shock for me, and I was even a bit depressed when I found out that all things require a lot of dedication, time and money. I was even asking myself if I'm even able to make it all together, mix it and match it with my schedule, to have also normal balanced life with like friends, family, going out, traveling for my boyfriend and so on. Is there a way to structure myself somehow so I don't burn out? The other thing was that in the middle of my art process I got distracted by someone or something and I completely switched to other things such as scrolling through social media in search of new references for 1 hour or more, or other unnecessary stuff. So catching myself on that, I thought there should be a way how I can change my working schedule so I can continue doing what I'm doing but still get more results. And in the end, it's most important I get pleasure from it. I got a huge inspiration from one of my favorite modern writers, Neil Gaiman, who wrote such things like Coraline and American Gods. In one of his interviews, Neil revealed his biggest and the most important rule for writing. It sounds like,
you can sit here and write, or you can sit here and do nothing, but you can't sit here and do anything else.
That was always, and still is, when I go off to write. That's my biggest rule.
Could you speak to that?
Yeah, because I would go down to my lovely little gazebo at the bottom of the garden, sit down, and I'm absolutely allowed not to do anything. I'm allowed to sit at my desk. I'm allowed to stare out at the world. I'm allowed to do anything I like, as long as it isn't anything. Not allowed to do a crossword, not allowed to read a book, not allowed to phone a friend, not allowed to, make a clay model of something. All I'm allowed to do is absolutely nothing or write.
And now, when I have a day off, only dedicated to art, I try to follow this rule the same way how Neil does. When I have my art time, I'm allowed to do nothing or to make art. I'm not allowed to use my phone or to talk to my friends or to call someone, only art or nothing. I try to put my phone on a plane mode. If I need a reference, I can also print it in paper. I also use the same playlist for programming my mind that if this playlist is on and my headphones are in my ears, this is time for painting, point. I start to understand my workflow better. For example, I can paint with oils no longer than 2-3 hours straight because my eyes got tired after. But I usually try to dedicate around 6 hours a day to art. So when I'm tired from painting, I change the medium. I start to sketch something, learn anatomy, film videos, or edit them for social media. This switch keeps me in a working mode, but I also allow myself not to be stuck on the same place, painting things all over again and again. Recently, I was working on this study of eyes with oils. This one, it's quite big. I'm almost finished with this, only 3 are left. I tried out new different color combinations and learned how to mix skin tones. When it's finished, I want to make a printout of it. This is also a cool, helpful exercise to paint something similar but a bit different each time. I learned new textures, color combinations, different types of layering of paint. It was also kind of cool to start to share my art online again after a break in 4 years. I think I overcame a big fear of people seeing me paint things that are not perfect, not anatomically correct, or somehow not ideal. This fear got less dramatic thanks to YouTube. After I started to post here regularly, I get rid of this feeling of being imperfect or small. Now I more often think that every person is an artist and each work shown to others should be appreciated because it's such a vulnerable and at the same time brave experience. Now my plan is to finish at least one big painting each month, and it's quite difficult. Not only because I spend an enormous amount of time detailing some parts of my artwork, but also because art materials in Switzerland are crazy expensive. In summer, I would like to build my art website for representing myself as a painter and maybe sell some artworks. So far I'm finished with this painting from January. I wanted to recreate a feeling of discomfort women have in the society full of stupid and irrelevant stereotypes about our behavior, thoughts, feelings, and appearance. What do you think about this painting? Share your opinions in the comments, and thanks for watching this video until the end. I wish you a lot of inspiration for creating art, and I will see you soon. Bye.